Hey guys, how you guys doing tonight? This is Darren Jackson, and I wanted to be able to say something to someone. Before I start doing the video, the weekly picks this week, I needed to say this to someone very special that's near and dear in my heart. I'm not going to say her name, and I know yesterday someone told me she was still mad at me, and I want to say this to you. Um, I know it may not mean nothing to you, and I know you probably won't ever speak to me ever again in life. And I truly accept that, and I want you to know how deeply sorry I am. I never meant to say anything to hurt your mom or anything like that. And like I said, I'm not going to say her name, but I'm going to say baby girl because I always recognize her as baby girl. And I hope that somewhere down the road you can find your heart to forgive me. I know I said some things that was out of content, and I know I was upset when I said those things, but it didn't give me the right to say a lot of bad things. I want you to know that if you could find in your heart one day to forgive me, and even if you don't forgive me today, um, I'm willing to wait maybe a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, maybe when I get close to 100 years old, if the Lord let me see that, I hope that you can find in your heart to forgive me for how I was reacting. And I really wanted to be able to explain to myself on the reason why I said a few things that I know I was wrong for saying. But my character was that I was upset. I wanted to get address some situations that were some negative statements about me, and I just hope that you can find in your heart to understand that if you ever want to be on one of my shows, I definitely want to have you on live, and um, maybe we can get a chance to talk. Maybe we can talk in private. Uh, I don't know. Even if you hate me, uh, I get it. I understand. And like Tookie Williams, like I told you, I said whatever my punishment is with you with your mom and everything, um, I'll accept that punishment. If whatever sentencing I should do, I'm okay with that. And like the good late great Tookie Williams once said, you know, sometimes in life we do some things that we're not proud of, and some things that we say really will hurt someone. And my intention was not to try to hurt anyone. I've been hurt before, and it's nothing nice to be hurt. But I want you to know, baby girl, that I hope somewhere down the road you can find in your heart to forgive me. And I know that it may not mean nothing to you, and I get it. I just hope that one day, when the right time comes, however way I have to be able to make this up to you, I'm willing to do that. And I want to be able to start out on something very special. And I hope that my words to you will come to you by saying that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be on your good side. I know that Friday wasn't a good time for me, and I was very busy. I know you messaged me and you got mad at me, and I get it. Um, I want you to know, baby girl, that ever since you was a little baby and I got a chance to see you that one time, I made my promise to you that I will always try to be good to you, and I will always try to be good to your mom, and if I let you down again, I do apologize, and that's the last thing I ever wanted to do. So I hope that you can find it in your heart to forgive me. And Lil Us, I want you to know that if whatever my punishment is from you, I accept those terms. Uh, I'm just hoping that you can find in your heart to forgive me one day, and I hope that one day, if you ever decide to come to Houston or whatever the situation is, my door is always open. And even if I have to buy you a car one day, hey, just let me know. Whatever you want me to do, however long I have to be punished, I'm cool with that. Uh, so baby girl, if you watching this, I want to say I'm sorry. I know sorry doesn't mean a lot, but I hope that um, I hope that oh, well, I hope that you don't stay mad at me forever. And like I said, I'll accept my punishment from you. So if you want to do anything as regarding about my punishment, I say just let me know. All right. With that being said, um, I had to get that out. Welcome to the Darren Jackson Show, guys. I'm Darren Jackson. I'm looking to be able to do the weekly picks. And by the way, guys, I wanted to give a big special shout out to Westwood One. I had a great weekend and everything at the Cotton Bowl. I enjoyed it. Can't wait to go to Austin this weekend for the Texas Oklahoma State game. So I am going to do some weekly picks, and we're going to go ahead and get into it. So we got some games in the greater Houston area this weekend. Actually, I won't be able to make it to the Texas Oklahoma State game, but I will be going to UT game. I think it'll be I want to say it's going to be a November game against Kansas that I'll be able to attend, and that's homecoming for the University of Texas game. So I think that's also senior. Actually, the Kansas State game is senior night game, senior day. Uh, so we're going to go ahead and get a chance to talk about some games, the greater Houston area. So we start out with Conroe at Conroe Grand Oaks. This is going to be a very interesting game out in Conroe. I think that is going to be a very pretty intriguing matchup with these two on the Thursday night. Conroe is 3-3, 1-1 in district, and Grand Oaks is 5-1, but 0-1 in district. They had a loss last week to the Woodlands College Park, while Conroe defeated Conroe Oak Ridge 44-41 in a close one. I'm gonna go with Grand Oaks to knock off Conroe, and I think that this is going to be a matchup to where you never know what could happen. A lot of times, Conroe Grand Oaks, they have some really good matchups. This 13-6A district is going to be very hard because you got the Woodlands College Park, you got Oak Ridge, who almost came away with a win at Conroe, then Conroe is looking pretty good. So Willis is another team he could be in the mix along with Grand Oaks. So it's going to be very interesting to see which four teams in that district is going to make the playoffs and which two are going to be left out. All right, so I'm sorry, guys, in the background, and my nephew is out there screaming like he lost his mind. All right, so we got Aldine Davis at Spring. That's on a Thursday night at Planet Ford Stadium. Spring's only loss was to Spring Westfield, but they bounced back last week to shut out Eisenhower 48-0. While Aldine Davis got a big win over Aldine 53-0. I'm going to go with Spring to take care of business in that game. Then Spring Westfield is at Aldine MacArthur. Spring Westfield took care of business against Nimitz 54-6. While we had MacArthur losing to Spring Decaney 34-14. I'm going to go with Spring Westfield to get the win over MacArthur. Jackson. All right. We got Klein Forest at Klein. Klein got a huge win over Tumble Memorial in a very good matchup, while Klein Forest lost to Klein Kane 63-24. I'm going to go with Klein to get the win. This could be a very good matchup that a lot of people do not expect because start of the year, Klein Forest started 4-0, and then the three district games they lost a total of 65. Actually, I want to say a total of, let's get to it, guys. $163-65. So I don't think there's going to be any changes to this because Klein is 1-1 in district play. They lost to Klein Kane, but then last week, like I said, they won against Tumble Memorial. That should be a very good one. I'm picking Klein to win that one. Other games in the district, you got Cy Falls at Cy Springs. Cy Springs, I got a chance to broadcast that game from Texan Live. That was a very good win by Cy Springs as they took down Cy Lakes in their rivalry matchup. And Cy Falls, I got a chance to go to Prision to cover for Texan Live. Well, I'm sorry, for the Houston Chronicle. They got hammered by Cy Park. And like I said, there's nobody in district that's going to compete with Cy Park because I think Cy Park is one of those teams that is definitely going to be a strong threat for the district championship in 16-6A. Now that Bridgeland lost, and we'll get a chance to talk about the Cy Park versus Bridgeland matchup in a little bit, but Cy Falls, Chris Brister's squad, they got to bounce back. They're going to be playing at the Berry Center. I'm going to go ahead and go with Cy Springs on this one. Cy Falls, they're having some tough times trying to not turn the ball over. They're going through a lot. It's tough to say. But Cy Springs looks very good. TJ Curtis is looking very good. Sebastian Rodriguez is looking really good as well. That's that 1-2 punch. And then Mark Bailey, he's stepping up big time for Cy Springs in the running back spot. And then defense is really stepping up for Cy Springs. I think the Panthers are going to go ahead and get the W on this one. Cy Creek at Spring Woods. And that is 17-6A. I'm going to go ahead and go with Cy Creek. At Tully, they should take care of Spring Woods. Don't get me wrong, Coach Cribb's team, he always play tough. They didn't score anything against Stratford in that 52-0 loss. And then last week, I was at Prigion. I got a chance to see Cy Ridge against Cy Creek, and Cy Creek put it on Cy Ridge. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I don't see nobody stopping Cy Creek right now until next week's matchup against Stratford. I think that that is going to be a very good matchup to keep your eyes open. And this could be one of the most premier matchups that everybody's going to take a look at next week, which in case we'll talk about next week's matchups in some key big games. But Cy Creek should take care of Spring Woods. Northbrook at Cy Fair. I will be at Prigion for that game for the cover for the Houston Chronicle. I'm picking Cy Fair to take care of Northbrook. I don't see Northbrook doing too much. They did score against Memorial, even though Memorial beat them 42-15. I don't see any changes to this one. Last year it was 80-0 Cy Fair, and a lot of people did not criticize about Cy Fair beating Northbrook 80-0. A lot of people criticized about uh, Cy Creek this year putting 92 on Northbrook, and I feel like, from my standpoint, that if you can't stop scoring, what can you do? It's not my fault. It's not nobody else's fault that other teams are going to score more points, and teams that can't score. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to anyone or anybody. It's just the way of football, how the game goes. You got so many different athletes trying their best. You got another team that has tons of athletes that are D1 caliber. And I'm not saying nothing against Northbrook. I think that, Coach Gomez program is going to be a very good one somewhere down the road. I think if the kids keep working harder, I think that they'll be able to come away with certain wins in the near future, but not for this one. Uh, I think Cy Fair is going to win. I don't know how many points they're going to score, and I'm too afraid to say how bad this game could possibly be. Uh, Chavez at Lamar. I'm picking Lamar to beat Chavez. Ridge Point against George Ranch. I think that should be a very good one. I'm picking the team that is going to win, and that's Ridge Point. I think Ridge Point has a very strong team. Bert Emanuel Jr. is doing really good this year. George Ranch is 4-2, 2-1 in the district. They got the big win over Fort Bend Austin last week. As far as Ridge Point had a big win over Dulles, 44-0. Like I said, this is going to be a very interesting district, 26A. Don't know who's going to come out to win that one. Dulles against Elkins. I think that Dulles is going to take care of business against Elkins. Elkins is 0-6, 0-3 in the district. Dulles is 2-4. They started out the first 2 wins of the season, and then they lost 4 straight, 0-3 in the district. I think that Dulles is going to get the W on that one. Humble Kingwood against Beaumont Westbrook. I'm going to pick with Westbrook to win that one. Deer Park at Pasadena Dobie. I like this matchup. I believe that Deer Park is going to play tough against Dobie. And I don't know who can win this one. But what I can say is this. This could be a matchup that can go down to the fourth quarter. And Deer Park is 5-2, 3-0 in the district, while Pasadena Dobie is 5-1, 2-0 in the district. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go with Dobie to get the W, man. I think that Pasadena Dobie has enough talent to go ahead and take care of business. Deer Park is going to keep this game interesting, but I think Dobie is going to be a little too much. Fort Bend Kempner at Hightower. I'm going to go with Hightower to get the W. Madison at Sharpstown, picking Madison. Fur at Yates. I'm picking Yates to win that one. All right, Friday games. We got the Woodlands at Conroe Oak Ridge. I'm going to go with the Woodlands to knock off Conroe Oak Ridge. Willis at the Woodlands College Park. I'm going to go with the Woodlands College Park in the win. Aldine at Spring Decaney. I'm going to go with Decaney to get the W. Aldine Eisenhower against Nimitz. I'm picking Eisenhower to win that one. Klein Collins at Klein Kane. I'm picking Klein Kane to win that one. Klein Oaks at Tomball. I will be at Texan. I will be broadcasting that game live for Texan Live. I'm not going to make no predictions on that one because I'm going to be broadcasting that game. So I think that should be a very interesting matchup. To say, and that is District 15, 6A. Tomball is 6-0, 2-0 in the district. They lost to Klein Collins last week, while Klein Oaks had a bye week. They rested up some of their kids and stuff. They're 2-4, 1-1 district. If Klein Oaks is looking to get the upset, now would be the best time. I think that they are going to be very, very loaded on offense. Defense, they have some previous losses, and some of the previous teams, Spring, Tascasita, and North Shore, it was very close. And then Klein Collins game before they had the bye week. I think that Klein Oaks has gotten better than what most people have indicated, but it's going to be very interesting. Now, the matchup that we're going to talk about, and this is going to be the game of the week. The game Friday night, I think, is going to be very packed at the Berry Center. It is Bridgeland against Cy Park. And boy, do we have some studs for both sides of the ball. We got Connor Wagman, who is a Texas A&M commit. He is going to go up against Harold Perkins, one of the best two-way players in the country, maybe the state of Texas. I think he's probably going to play linebacker to the next spot. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they let him play offense. This kid, what can I say? Wow. Harold Perkins, man, this dude is the real deal. Cameron King, he's the real deal. Edward Dixon, he's the real deal. Dylan Alford. Cy Park is loaded. They're loaded. Bridgeland, they had that loss against Cy Ranch, and nobody has not stopped Cy Park on offense and defense, especially defense. That kid, Raymond Davis, oh my God. That kid is the real deal. Jara Anderson, who's the junior, he's the real deal. That's a grown man out there playing with them boys, man. I'm tell you right now, if Bridgeland don't do nothing on defense to stop Harold Perkins and that crew, you may be seeing another 50 burger. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. This could be a high scoring game. This could be a game that everybody in the state is going to say, hey, whatever happened to Bridgeland last week, they got to get the monkey off their backs. They're playing Cy Park. Cy Park is on a roll. I know Tupper is probably going to pick Bridgeland to win this matchup, but I'm going to tell you, Tupper, if you're watching this show, please hear me when I say this, Tupper. Greg Tupper, please, Ashley Pickle, guys, hear me when I say this. When you guys had picked Cy Fair to pick Cy Park, I said no. I said no. Don't go with old versus new. Go with new versus old. And I'm telling you, these guys right here, Cy Park, I can't say nothing more about it. This team, and like the word Stephen A. Smith would say, this team is going to dominate. And for anybody to pick on Bridgeland to win this matchup, that's going to sound blasphemous. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this Cy Park team is very loaded. I watched them play 3 times this year. I didn't get a chance to watch Bridgeland play. And I probably will get a chance to watch them next Saturday play. But I'm going to say this. If my money is on anything, and I'm not a betting man, but my money is going to be on something, I'm picking Cy Park to beat Bridgeland. And I don't know how many points Cy Park can score. And I don't know if Bridgeland defense could be able to put a stop to them. But if this be a high scoring affair, I'm expecting 60 or 70 points by both teams to at least have it around 100 and some points. This could be video game like points. The one at Prisian Stadium is Jersey Village at Side Ridge. I'm going with Jersey Village. They're going to stay undefeated. Now, let's get to another big time matchup at Tully Stadium, Friday night at 7 p.m. The Battle of the Beltway. It is Memorial against undefeated Stratford. What's the keys to the games? The keys to the games for Stratford to want to win this game, they got to stop that bad man. That boy, Carson Zahn, he's the best running back in that district. Probably one of the best running backs in the greater Houston area besides my main man, Harold Perkins, Jaden Blue, certain more running backs around this greater Houston area. I think Carson Zahn is a really a big time pick for a FCS school, maybe a Sam Houston State or maybe a Houston Baptist or whoever could be able to pick this young man up. I think he can go to Rice. I think he will be a really good running back at Rice. I think he can go to maybe an SEC school, maybe like University of Arkansas, or if Missouri was interested in wanting to get a running back, I would say go to Missouri. Missouri, take a look at this kid. It's the same thing with Stratford. Dallas Payne, he is a really good running back. Diego Denson, he's a really good running back for Stratford. These are running backs that this district is loaded. And I got to say, this is going to be a matchup this Friday night. Who wants it more? It's the biggest rivalry, not just around the greater Houston area, but I think it's one of the biggest rivalry around in the state. Memorial has already lost 2 games, one in district play, and that was to Jersey Village, the game I went to on that Saturday to help out broadcasting with Trevor. And I got to say this team, Memorial, I think that they're going to make the playoffs. But if they need that significant win, they need to beat Stratford. They need to get it 4 straight years in a row to knock off Stratford. I think that this could go down to the final seconds. And if Stratford looking to get this win, they got to contain that bad man. They got to put points on the board. They got to do a lot of things because on the 30th at 2 p.m. at Tully Stadium, Jersey Village and Stratford, that's going to be a really good matchup to watch out. So, like I said, I think that this is going to go down to the wire. And Memorial, I like y'all, but I got to go with Stratford on this one. I got to go with Stratford on a close one. I know Ashley's on. You're not going to be too happy for me to pick this out, but I got to go with Stratford. They got to get the dub. We'll see for ourselves. Other games, West Side at Heights. I'm going to go with Heights to get this win. May Creek against Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor struggled so much this year, and I'm surprised on how they look. A couple years ago, they made it to the state semifinals. I think one year they made it to regionals or regional semifinals in one of them. This year, they don't look that good. But I'm going to go ahead and pick them for the win. I think that they can bounce back, get a second win of the year. May Creek, too bad. I don't think that they're going to make it. Morton Ranch and Tompkins. I think Tompkins going to bounce back after that Katie lost a couple weeks ago. Let's see if they did get a win. I think they won that game. Yeah, they beat Katie Taylor 52-7. Morton Ranch, not so much. They lost to Seven Lakes 21-18 in a close one. like I said, I'm going with Tompkins with that one. Fort Bend Bush and Austin. I'm going with Fort Bend Bush on this one. Summer Creek at North Shore. I'm picking North Shore to take care of Summer Creek. Pasadena Memorial and Channelview. I'm going with Channelview with the win. Pasadena, Sam Rayburn and Sam Houston from both Pasadenas. I'm going with Sam Rayburn with the win. Hastings and Elsick, always a rivalry at Crump Stadium. I'm going to go with Hastings. Well, actually, I'm going to go with Elsick to knock off Hastings. Uh, I saw Hastings play at the start of the year. They don't look too good. Haven't seen Elsick play. Last time I saw Elsick play was 2002. That's when they had Tony Hill's son, uh, Tony Jr. That's when he went up against Alonzo Dotson's nephew, Santana Dotson's nephew, Alonzo Dotson, who went on to Oklahoma. And that was for the district championship that night. And Hastings knocked off Elsick, but Elsick made it all the way to the state semifinals before they lost to Conroe Judson. A-League Taylor at Pearland. I'm going to go with A-League Taylor to knock off Pearland. Shallow Creek at Alvin. I'm going to go with Shallow Creek to get the win. Clearbrook against Browserswood. I'm going to go with Browserswood. Clear Springs against Clear Creek. I'm going to go with Clear Springs. Clear Lakes and Clear Falls. I'm going to go with Clear Lakes. Baytown Sterlings and Goose Creek Memorial. I'm going to go ahead and pick Goose Creek Memorial to get the W. Baytown Lee against Galveston Ball. I'm going to go with Baytown Lee. Friendswood at LaPorte. I'm going to pick Friendswood with the win. Beaumont United at Port Arthur Memorial. I'm going to go with Port Arthur Memorial to get the W. Wisdom against Milby. I'm going to go with Wisdom to knock off Milby. Paytown and Rosenberg Terry. I'm going to go with Paytown to get the W. Richmond Foster at Manville. That should always be a very good matchup in that district. I'm going to go with Manville to get the W. Montgomery at AM Consolidated. I'm going AM Consolidated. Fulshire and Brian Rudder. I'm going to go with Fulshire. Woolridge against Fort Bend Marshall. That should be a very good one as well, but I think Marshall should take care of business. Waltrip against Galena Park. Galena Park should get the win. Austin against Sterling. I'm going to go with Sterling. Santa Fe against Barbers Hill. I'm going with Barbers Hill. Nederland and Dayton. I'm going to go with Nederland with the win. Port Neches Groves and Humble Kingwood Park. I'm going to go with Humble Kingwood Park with the W. Texas City at Crosby. I'm picking Crosby to knock off Texas City. And Scarborough against North Forest. I'm going to go with North Forest to knock off Scarborough. On Saturday, Langham Creek and Cy Lakes. That will be a 1 o'clock game at Prigion Stadium. I'll be at that game. I'm going to go with Langham Creek to knock off Cy Lakes. Cy Woods at Cy Ranch. That's at 6 o'clock at the Berry Center. I'm going to go with Cy Ranch to take care of business. Sam Houston against Bel Air. I'm going to go with Sam Houston. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to go with Bel Air to win that one. Cinco Ranch at Katy. Katy should take care of business. Clements against Travis. I'm going to pick Travis and knock off Clements. C.E. King against Atascocita. I'm picking Atascocita to get the win. That should be a very good matchup. State-ranked matchup teams playing against one another. And an interesting factor on this one, Atascocita, I think their only loss was to Denton Geyer after they took care of Allen in the longest winning streak. I think that this district has always been tough. 21-6A. North Shore is looking good after it lost to Spring Westfield. They bounced back. They've been putting a lot of points on the board. C.E. King, they're undefeated. They're putting a lot of points on the board as well. But Atascocita, I think Atascocita is going to be a little too much. I mean, they did struggle against Summer Creek, but I think that's going to be a highly intelligent matchup, and we'll see where it will go. Because next week, C. King, they host Galena Park North Shore. Should be another good one. They got like 3 heavyweight matchups: Atascocita, North Shore, and then Westbrook for C.E. King. But like I said, should be some pretty good heavyweight matchups in that district. Montgomery, Lake Creek, and Lamar consolidate. I'm going with Lake Creek to get the dub. Cashmere and Wheatley, and Washington, Worthing. I'm going to go Cashmere, and then I'm going to go with Washington over Worthing. But guys, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Got to get myself ready for bed for work in the morning. I just wanted to go ahead and knock out my show, so that way I can be able to go ahead and do that. And like I said to certain someone, baby girl, I'm just wanted to let you know on what I thought, and hopefully I'll be able to get a response back from you. If not, I can completely understand. So, with that being said, guys, next week I'm definitely going to be back on. I'm going to try to do it on a Sunday. Hopefully, that way I won't have to worry about doing it on a Monday night before I get myself ready for bed. But these matchups this week, guys, go take a look at some of these matchups. Like I said about my game, I'll be there at Tumble Friday night. Um, Game time is at 7 o'clock. I'll be on the air at 6:50 to do the pregame show, and hopefully we'll be able to get a chance to talk to some of the coaching staffs, maybe for like an interview this week. If I don't this week, then hopefully next week, whatever game I'll get a chance to do, I definitely like to be able to do a few interviews. And I'm hoping I can be able to do a Saturday game. Hopefully I can do 2 Saturday games. And if Jesse would be able to let me do it. If not, then I know what game I may do next week. But in the meantime, guys, I'm about to go ahead and wrap this up and get ready for bed tonight. But you guys have a blessed night, and make sure to go out this weekend and support your teams. Um, we're getting close to the playoffs, guys, and 6A all the way down to 6-man football, private school football. We're getting to the nitty gritty, guys. So let's go out there, support some of your teams, and I will be able to do some playoff edition games, and also we'll be able to do some state championship games that I could be able to broadcast, or I can get a chance to be able to go see at AT&T Stadium. I'm going to go ahead and try to get my tickets and stuff together for most of these premier matchups, and hopefully I would like to be able to talk with Jesse and see if he'll let me make a trip to Dallas so I can be able to do most of the games for Texan Live to do stats, or maybe like a few color commentating at AT&T Stadium, where we may not get a chance to do live broadcasting, but at least we can be able to do audio broadcasting. And whether I get a chance to do play-by-play or color commentating, or even I get a chance to become the statistician just to do the stats, I definitely would love to be able to work some games out. And hopefully, guys, next week you'll be able to see me again. But until then, guys, you guys have a good night, and may God be with you all. Bye bye.